ちは皆さん、お元気ですか？ Hello, how are you? Today, karate video number 59, and I'm going to talk about JUNBI TAISO. JUNBI TAISO. Well, JUNBI, it means the preparation. And TAISO, this is physical exercise. So, JUNBI TAISO, in English, you say warming up. Why do we do JUNBI TAISO, the warming ups before the physical exercises? Well, we are going to learn some vocabularies. The first, 怪我. 怪我. This is injury. So to prevent from injuries, 怪我, we need to do 準備体操. The other word, muscle. Muscle, we say in Japanese, 筋肉. 筋肉. And this part, 肉, this is meat. But 筋肉, muscle. 関節. 関節. This means joint. For example, 指の関節 finger joint. 手首の関節 手首 and wrist joint. 肘肘の関節肘 elbow 肘の関節 and also the knee joint 膝膝の関節. You see this word judo, one of martial arts, judo. And this kind of the first one, ju, I said this is 柔らかい, very flexible. But judo, ju, and here other word, 柔軟 柔軟, this is adjective, it means flexible, 柔軟. So it is important to keep our flexibility. So that's why we do 準備体操. Warming up. Warming up, 準備体操, is a preparation for physical exertion or performance by exercise or practicing gently beforehand, usually undertaken before a performance or practice. It is widely believed to prepare the muscles for vigorous actions and to prevent muscle cramps and injury due to overexertion. Generally consists of a gradual increase in intensity in physical activity, that is a pulse raiser, and joint mobility exercise and stretching, followed by the activity. For example, before running or playing in an intensive sport, athletes might slowly jog to warm their muscles and increase their heart rate. It is important that warm-ups be specific to the activity so that the muscles to be used are activated. The risks and benefits of combining stretching with warming up are disputable. Although it is generally believed that warming up prepares the athletes both mentally and physically. Stretching is part of some warm-up routines, although a study in 2013 indicates that it weakens muscles in that situation. There are 3 types of stretches: ballistic, dynamic, and static. Ballistic stretches involve bouncing or jerking. It is purported to help extend the limbs during exercise, promoting agility and flexibility. And static stretches involve flexing the muscles. This may help prevent injury and permit greater flexibility and agility. But note that static stretching for too long may weaken the muscles. Dynamic stretching involves moving the body part in the desired way until reaching the full range of motion to improve performance. There's JUNBI TAISO, warming up in other contexts. For example, psychologists, educators, and similar professionals use warm-ups in therapeutic or learning sessions before starting or after a break. These warm-ups can include vocal or physical exercises, interactive and improvisational games, role plays, etc. Maybe you don't have enough time and you want to skip a warm-up, but doing so, that can increase your risk of injury and put more strain on your muscles. You know there are lots of benefits by doing the warming up before a workout, such as increased flexibility, blood flow and oxygen, and improved performance, better range of motion, and lower risk of injury and less muscle tension or pain. So it is good to do your JUNBI TAISO, maybe the dynamic warm-up before your exercise, and after the exercise, like a static stretching, might be very good to help lengthen and loosen your muscle and connective tissue. Now I'm going to explain you this Taiso. How is this kanji? Taiso. Taiso is just one part of JUNBI TAISO. JUNBI TAISO is warming up. And Taiso, this is exercise, physical exercise. Well, Tai, this means karada. Karada is body, body. Tai. So, this we can also pronounce ayatsuru, ayatsurimasu. Ayatsurimasu, it means the verb. This is to manipulate or to manage or to control. So control our body, manipulate our body. So we manipulate our body. So raise this hand up. All right, like this. So manipulate or control our body. But when we say only Taiso, this can be this kind of exercise, but also this Olympic games like a Taiso. When we say Taiso, that can be gymnastics, the artistic gymnastics. In this case, for example, Olympic 選手. This is athlete, Olympic athlete. 体操のオリンピック選手。体操のオリンピック選手。This is the gymnastic Olympic athlete. 体操のオリンピック選手。Gymnastics is a sport that includes physical exercises requiring balance, strength, flexibility, agility, coordination, and endurance. The movements involved in gymnastics contribute to the development of the arms, legs, shoulders, back, chest, and abdominal muscle groups. And when we say Japanese people Taiso, it usually refers to this kind of artistic gymnastics or rhythmic gymnastics. Radio. Radio. This means radio. We've got Radio Taiso. Radio Taiso. This means radio calisthenics. So this is exercises that we do with radio. Radio Taiso. And I'm gonna put the link in the description below, so you can see, or you can practice Radio Taiso with this link. Radio Taiso, or literally means radio calisthenics, is a radio program that broadcasts a set of warm-up exercise guidelines along with piano music. NHK, this is Japan's public broadcasting company, broadcasts the program from 6:30 every morning on NHK Radio 1, and it lasts just about 10 minutes. Radio Taiso culture seems so Japanese, but it's very curious because its origin is not from Japan. It's from the USA. Well, the idea for radio broadcast calisthenics came from the US, where during the 1920s, the Metropolitan Life Insurance Company sponsored 15-minute radio calisthenics in major cities in the US. Visiting employees of the Japanese Postal Insurance Division brought samples of the exercise from the US back to Japan. And Radio Taiso were introduced to Japan in 1928 as a commemoration of the coronation of Emperor Hirohito. The exercises were widely used to improve the health of Japanese people, but not only soldiers, women and children too, but soldiers both at home and abroad during the 1930s and 1940s during the war. The exercises were introduced to several other Pacific nations, including Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Indonesia during Japan's colonization period. After Japan's defeat in 1945, the broadcasts were banned by the occupying powers for being too militaristic in nature. So it was prohibited. After several rewrites to the exercise routine, it was reintroduced by NHK Radio in 1951 with the support of the Education Ministry, Health Ministry, the Japan Gymnastic Association, and the Japan Recreation Association. Radio Taiso has been incorporated into a lot of Japanese people's morning routines. The very good part about this exercise program is that it's been designed for anyone at any age to do on their own without any equipment required. Everyone, from children to the elderly, can join in. And there's even versions that you can do while seated. If you cannot stand up, it's okay. If you are on a wheeling chair, you can do this exercise because there's a version for this in the same Radio Taiso. I'll put the link below in the description so you can do it together. This Radio Taiso culture hasn't changed a lot, so the music is about the same, so it sounds quite nostalgic. And from the 1950s, in the summer vacation, during the summer vacation, we got a special card to go to Radio Taiso. It means we had a card, and if we go to every morning, we received each morning a stamp after this Radio Taiso. So even in the summer holidays, we used to go to the park to do this exercise with other children and other neighbors. And in the last day of the summer holidays, we got some small presents. So I used to go to in the morning at 6:30, very, very early in the morning, but I used to go to the park in the summer holidays too. And now, also in many companies, they do Radio Taiso before beginning to work. Undo. This means sport. Undo. we've got other words. Maybe it is easier for you. We say sports, sports, because it comes from sport, English word. But the same meaning, undo, sports. What kind of things? For example, any kind of sport, 野球, baseball, soccer. This is soccer. This kind of things is all undo. Now we see the difference between undo and taiso. As I told you before, undo, sports, any kind of sport. So maybe sometimes it's important to win or to lose. So this kind of things, undo. But taiso, this is not winning or losing. Taiso, it is the control of your own body, to manipulation of your own body. So taiso, you can do it anytime, anywhere, and even if you are very, very young children or the old people. Because taiso, this is not for not to win. It's to keep your body healthy. This kind of thing is taiso, because it's important if you want to be very you want to be capable. Even you get older, then it's very important to keep your body in the best condition. That's why we do taiso, this the body control. It's like a fitness or wellness. This is taiso. But undo, maybe you need some space. For example, to play football or to play soccer, to play baseball, you need a very wide place. But to taiso, maybe you can do it just here. So narrow place, it's okay for taiso. We're gonna learn two verbs, 伸ばす and 縮める. Well, 伸ばす, it means to extend, make it longer, 伸ばす. 縮める, the contrary, shorten. So we're going to use with 筋肉, the muscle. 筋肉を伸ばす. 筋肉を伸ばす. It means to stretch the muscle. 筋肉を伸ばす, the first one. This 筋肉を伸ばす, it is taiso. So it is like a stretching the muscle. But the second one, 筋肉を縮める. 筋肉を縮める. So the muscle, so 筋肉を縮める, to contract the muscle. This is 筋肉を縮める. And 筋肉を縮める, that corresponds to 運動. Speaking of this stretching muscles and articulation and to maintain your flexibility like this picture of the cat, it's very interesting because I think the cat is always doing this kind of JUNBI TAISO, right? Till now, we learned about Taiso, but the first part, JUNBI TAISO, JUNBI. So we are going to learn about JUNBI. Well, JUNBI, this is preparation. And with the shimasu, this is going to be the verb to prepare. JUNBI shimasu or JUNBI preparation. But maybe you know the other word, the same meaning, yoi. Yoi, this is also the preparation. Yoi, maybe you know this word. For example, yoi. Then you prepare. Hajime. Then you begin to do something. You start do something. This is yoi also. Yoi, junbi, you can translate the same like preparation. But there's a slight difference. So I'm going to explain you. The difference is when we use junbi as preparation, this is a longer term. It means if you prepare for some competitions, junbi, and if you prepare, and if you use this word junbi, then this is a long term. Maybe you must prepare your mind and you've practiced a lot for a long time to prepare, to junbi. So long time and junbi. So now I'm prepared. I prepared for this kind of long term is junbi shimasu. But yoi, it means, for example, tomorrow it's competition. So I'm gonna prepare my dogi, and maybe I must prepare some certification, some document. This is yoi. This is more concrete, more specific. This is yoi, preparation, and junbi is a longer term. The other example, if you prepare for some kind of special dinner because you are going to invite someone, then junbi shimasu is longer term. Maybe, I'm gonna clean up my room, or I'm gonna clean, and I'm gonna think about what kind of menu. Then, this person likes this, so I'm gonna prepare some flowers. So all kind of things junbi shimasu to prepare longer term. But yoi shimasu, prepare with yoi. This is, I bought some vegetables, some meat. Then I'm gonna chop these onions. So this kind of preparation is more concrete, specific, shorter time. This is yoi shimasu. Do you understand it? But anyway, we use to prepare junbi, yoi, almost in the same meaning. And other words that I want you to know, for example, 呼吸, breathe. And 深呼吸. So we add 深. This 深 is means to deep. So 深呼吸, deep breath. This is very important. And also this word in katakana, ストレッチ. This is stretch. So these kind of things are very important to do JUNBI TAISO. Did you learn something interesting with my video JUNBI TAISO? If you liked it, please give me a like. And if you share my videos with your friends, that will help me a lot. And also please subscribe my channel so that you are gonna receive all of my videos. 今日もここまで見てくださってどうもありがとうございます。ぜひチャンネル登録といいねボタン、そして私のビデオをお友達とシェアしていただけたらとても嬉しいです。お願いいたします。ではまた会いましょう。じゃあね。